Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be making vegan buttermilk biscuits. So first we're going to start by making our vegan buttermilk. You're going to take 1 cup of plant-based milk and combine it with 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and then we're going to give it a quick stir and remove 1 tablespoon of the liquid and throw that out. So we're going to take our vegan buttermilk and place that in the refrigerator or the freezer so that it can get cold, and we're going to be getting 2 cups of our unbleached flour and adding that to our bowl. Okay, and to that we're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a half teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of baking soda, and then 1 tablespoon of sugar. And we're going to combine that all together and give it a quick stir so that everything is mixed throughout, and then we'll be moving on to the next step. Okay, so next we're going to be adding 1/4 cup of vegetable shortening to our flour, and we're going to cut that in. You can use a fork or you can use a pastry knife. So something important you want to remember when making these biscuits is you need to make sure your butter and your shortening is coming out of the freezer and that it's frozen, and that your vegan buttermilk is as ice cold as possible when making this recipe. The colder, the better. Okay, so for the next step, you want to grate in 3 tablespoons of butter, but of course I'm not going to do that because I'm being lazy, so I'm just going to use my fork and cut the butter into our flour mixture and then give it a quick stir. And if you're wondering, yes, grating the butter and then stirring it into the flour would have been a lot easier than what I just did, so yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to be pouring in my buttermilk mixture, and we're just going to combine that all together. Now the dough will look extremely wet, and the wetter the better is what I can say here. You want to make sure that you don't add so much flour where it is no longer sticky to the touch. If you'll see here, I'm adding in the minimum amount of flour that I can. I'm just right now combining everything, and then I'm going to start pressing and folding it over on itself, and I'm going to do that a few times. You can do it as many times as you like. The more times you fold it, the more layers you're going to have within your biscuit. Okay, so as you see here, as I'm pressing and folding, I'm putting flour on my hands and not necessarily the dough itself. And then I'm pressing down, brushing off the excess flour, and then folding it over on itself again. And I'm going to keep repeating that until I put what I feel is enough layers, or at least until I get tired of folding. And then we're going to be moving on to cutting out our biscuits. And remember, you do want the dough to still look and feel sticky and not necessarily completely non-sticky to the touch. So another thing to remember while making these biscuits is we are not rolling out these biscuits. We are pressing them down to about 1 inch of thickness, and then we are going to cut them out. Use whatever you have to cut them out to the desired size. And with these biscuits, you do not want to press down and twist. You want to just press straight down and come back up. You do not want to twist at all with these biscuits when cutting. Okay, so once you cut out your first set of biscuits, just know that these first sets are going to be the tallest and the fluffiest. And that's just because we're gonna have to go back in and refold this over on itself and kind of mess up our layers a little bit. But just keep repeating that process with the excess dough cut out. Fold it back up as much times as you can, and just keep doing that until you use up all of the dough. Now I'm going to be brushing the tops of my biscuits with cold butter. The Earth Balance butter I find tends to be a little bit softer than the other vegan butter, so it's easier to brush this across the top of my biscuits. And then once I'm done doing this, I'm going to be placing my biscuits in the oven at 425 degrees for 15 minutes. Pull those out exactly at 15 minutes and they are done. Okay, so next I'm just going to be brushing the tops of these biscuits once they're out of the oven with melted vegan butter, and I'm going to give it 2 coatings of this vegan butter, but we are pretty much done. So here is my version of vegan buttermilk biscuits. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to like as well as subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so you can be notified the next time I upload another video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye.